incredibly close.
This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. '25 Nebraska State Basketball on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Teammates Mentoring. Join the team. Be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today. Woodhouse Auto. Convenience delivered every time. Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by 5 Points Bank. Trust the better bank with your financial needs.
Well, hello and welcome to high school basketball here on News Channel Nebraska State Tournament basketball here in the Bob Devaney Center. Alongside my pal Andy Klassen, I'm Pat Jansen. We're in Class D2 tonight in the quarterfinals, Wausa versus Fullerton. And if you picked either of these two teams to be a state semifinalist entering the year, well, I'd like to have you pick my lottery numbers because they were a combined one game over 500 last year.
Yeah, Wausa only dropping 3 games this entire season. What a turnaround. It's really a testament to both coaching staffs, understanding they had talent to work with, but making believers out of them, right? Really turning things around this season.
Both communities have emptied out. We've got a full packed house with a couple big-time matchups. A trip to the state semifinals is on the line. We'll take a break. Be back with our key players after this on News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at customsportsco.com and by KRT. Learn more at krtrelief.com.
Hi, I'm Jake. I grew up with a great relationship with God. After high school, I became selfish and put my own desires before God. I struggled with alcohol and lust, and the devil had a tight grip on me. My life was full of darkness, and I was on the verge of losing my family. Thankfully, I chose God as my higher power, and through treatment, amended my relationship with God and my family. If you are struggling, contact your local pastor or priest, or call 402-379-2030.
Back here with our players to watch as we get set for the Class D2 state quarterfinal matchup between Wausa and Fullerton. We've got a couple sophomores to keep an eye on tonight and a couple different types of players. For Fullerton, the big 6'7" man, Kane Watovic.
Yeah, only a sophomore standing at 6'7", but he is a problem down low, and that's really where they're looking to feed the ball. On the other end, he does a fantastic job staying around the rim, protecting that rim as a defender.
Meanwhile, for Wausa, the coach's son, Matthew Schindler, he can do some damage.
He really can, and that's been the story for Wausa all year. They're a strong backcourt, and it starts with the coach's son. Snyder does a great job, leads the team in scoring at 12 points per game.
We've got a third member of our crew who's ready to dump some knowledge on you. Let's send it to him, Eric McKay. Eric.
Thanks, Pat. You know, you don't win state championships without players or performers who are willing to do the things that maybe you don't see, the little things, the stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. And Wausa knows from winning state championships. Just this past winter, their performance of Torn the Seven Deadly Sins kept their dynastic run in play production going. The 16th state title for Wausa High School in one act. And it's not just the performers on stage that helped them get that trophy. There's a lot of folks behind the scenes that have to make things happen. And 2 of Wausa's behind-the-scenes guys, Brady Bloomquist and Jake Bunter, were recognized with both Outstanding Technical Crew Member individual awards. 2 guys who were willing to not necessarily be on stage, but do the important stuff behind the scenes to help their team win. So if you see Bloomquist setting a lot of screens tonight, you see Munter diving for a loose ball, the stuff you don't necessarily see on the stat sheets, don't be surprised. They're theater kids. It's second nature for them. Incidentally, you can read a lot more about Wausa's 16th state championship. A great article in the Flatwater Free Press you can find at newschannelnebraska.com, written by the man who's calling this game, Pat Jansen. He and Andy standing by with much more. Starting lineups, all the action coming up. You're watching the Class D2 state quarterfinals on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by See the Trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Worked with Agri City pretty much since the beginning of my ownership here at Motoplex. It's real important for us to have good insurance and good insurance provider that works with us with the different aspects of having a lot of new inventory, used inventory, and then customers' machines while we're fixing them. They make it really easy to have me just focus on the business because they take care of the back end stuff. They care about Motoplex, but they care about us here at Motoplex as people and individuals.
I'm Rick Keener with Agri City Insurance, protecting what you grow.
A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that muscle tighten, that sharp pain you didn't expect, and suddenly you're stopped in your tracks. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Don't get sidelined by muscle cramps. Stay in the game with KRT.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Agri City Insurance, protecting what you grow. And by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game.
They're hyped up. We're hyped up. It's state tournament basketball. Alongside Andy Klassen, I'm Pat Jansen. Thanks to Eric McKay for the shout-out, the third member of our crew. Let's take a look at our school spotlight tonight, brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com. Fullerton High School, 22 straight tournament appearances. They've been here many times, but still looking for their first state tournament game victory. They've been a runner-up 3 times, or rather their first tournament victory they're looking for. They are the Warriors, is Fullerton. They're in Nance County. Wausa, way up in the northeast corner of the state. They've been here 20 times, a runner-up once in 1999. They are the Vikings in purple and gold. These are two teams thirsty for a state championship, Andy Klassen.
Yeah, and you see the tradition there over the years, both schools having over 20 appearances, but that championship eludes both these schools. Is this year they make the run?
Mentioned Fullerton. They have not won a game at the state tournament since 1962, looking to bust that. Meanwhile, it's been since 2013 that Wausa has even been here, but these are two programs that have looked very strong all year. And the thing of it is, they've got some youth too, Andy.
They really do. We highlighted a couple of sophomores there in the pregame. But they've really been able to learn fast on the fly. And, yeah, both teams had a couple, tough seasons a year ago, but really bounced back and have leaned on that youth, look to that youth, and look where they're at.
Well, and you talked about that. So they've finished a combined one game over 500. Fullerton was 12-12, but they had a stretch late in the season where they won 5 of 6. Wausa finished one game over 500. They had a stretch where they won 4 out of 5 right before the end of the season. That kind of shows you that maybe they both felt like they had something kind of cooking for this year.
Right, and then the fortitude and the strong will, strong mind of Fullerton, because they didn't get off to the best start this season, dropped 2 of the first 3 games and be able to fight through that and find the way and, stack up 17 wins on a season and find themselves in this position. That's quite the testament to their mental toughness.
We are rocking here in the Devaney Center. Vikings and the Titans just about set to go from here in Lincoln. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the starting lineups after this on News Channel Nebraska.
At the racetrack or the rat race round town, fuel matters. Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Class D2 state boys basketball quarterfinals. We've hit on it a few times, Andy Klassen. These are fan bases that have seen a lot of success in a lot of different programs, but have not gotten over the hump despite several trips to this state tournament. And you can feel the energy as both teams want to get to that semifinal stage.
Oh, you definitely can, and both student sections fired up. I love the contrast. We got that kind of neon color burst rush over there for Wausa, and then we got a blackout, intimidating everyone wearing black over there for Fullerton. Everybody's engaged here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center.
Indeed they are, as we look at that aforementioned Fullerton student section. Mentioned a little bit ago, Fullerton in Nance County, Wausa up there in Knox County. And you know what? I don't know that there's anybody left in either of those communities.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of, I think the entire township, both sides, are here in Lincoln, probably within the Bob Devaney Sports Center.
Not a lot of better places to be at this point, even with the great weather outside. This is the place. This should be a fun matchup. You've got a couple very athletic teams, and, you know, you can kind of sometimes have an advantage not having that experience, not really knowing what to expect.
Right. You know, we heard that from Coach earlier today. Our boys are just dumb enough to know they're not supposed to win. So sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Both teams playing with house money. Let's take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Medica with a Medica health plan. You're not just covered, you're cared for. Fletcher Dubas, Nolan Dubas, Kane Watovic. We mentioned Kane. He is a load inside for Fullerton. Tarek Gonser and also Hunter Gokenauer.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have the size advantage inside and on the wing. Fullerton Warriors, they love to pound the rock down in the painted area.
Watovic not just averaging 18 points per game, 11.2 rebounds per game. He's the only Fullerton Warrior averaging double figures. Now, let's take a look at the Wausa Vikings. Colton Bowie, one of those aforementioned State 1-act participants. Matt Carlson, Matthew Schindler, coach's son, Braden Bloomquist, who was mentioned by Eric earlier, and Preston Schlody is the center for the Vikings.
Schlody gives them just enough size to match up. 6'5" is what he's listed at. He also averages 8 points, 9 points per game. So we could see a pretty good battle down on the block here tonight.
We've got Warriors. We've got Vikings. Put your gear on, Andy. We're ready for a fight.
Does sound like a fight, a battle is about brewing here between some Vikings and Warriors.
Warriors coached by Will Wagner. He's in his second year, 29 and 20 overall. Wausa coached by Tim Schindler. He's in his 8th year, 95 and 99. A state championship would get him within just one of being 500 for his career.
I think he's getting the nod, the tip of the cap here from his Wausa Vikings faithful. Fantastic job. What a season, 23-3.
You know, they just came out on fire to start the year and never really slowed down. Now, the one team who has gotten them a couple times is Why Not, potentially the team that awaits the winner of this game.
Yeah, they didn't lose to many, but when they did, all two of those teams are down here at the state tournament, Summerlin being the other loss.
Yeah, we saw Summerlin get to the C2 semifinals earlier today. Tip controlled by Fullerton, and we are underway. Warriors with it at the top of the key. Handoff for Witovic, and it's stolen away. Ahead come the Vikings with Carlson. It's swatted by Witovic, but it'll be Wausa basketball.
That's where Carlson needs to understand. You're going up against 6'7" there in the lane. We know you like to convert in transition, but sometimes you got to back it out.
That's 6'7" that knows how to get back, too. Bowie with it at the top of the key. Nearly has it stolen by Witovic. Now a long three-pointer. No good from Schindler. Rebound pulled in by the Warriors. That was Dubas, Nolan Dubas with the board.
Yeah, Dubas came with that loose ball. It's kind of tipped away by Witovic.
Witovic takes the handoff. Wausa fans briefly wanted to travel off that handoff. They didn't fight it too much.
Whoop.
Now a steal off the behind-the-back pass. And we're going to get a foul on Fullerton. Active hands so far from Mac Carlson.
Yeah, right now Fullerton's having a little bit of trouble exchanging the basketball at the top of the key. Tonight's
Take a look
officials.
at that again on the Unity Eye Center's instant replay.
There it is. Oh, now I lost my spot.
I know how to screw people up, Andy.
Mark
I'm
Kroll,
so sorry.
Chad Gillespie, and Cameron Ficken are tonight's officials.
We're both sons of officials. We got to recognize it.
That's right.
Into the paint. Shot high off the glass. No good from Schindler. We got a tie-up. It will stick with Wausa.
Schindler did a really nice job. Seeing how he altered his shot here with the left hand. Still unable to get the correct touch off the glass.
In it comes for Carlson, now out to Schindler for three, won't roll in. Rebound hauled in by Schlody, and the putback is good.
The big boy, the junior, getting position, and the putback.
And we're going to have a travel against Fullerton here, trying to break that pressure of Wausa.
Fletcher Dubas just kind of shuffled the feet a little bit.
We're going to look at that putback once again by Schlody. Just doing work inside.
Oh, Preston throwing his weight around.
Vikings with it at the top of the key. Nice pass from Carlson, but it's thrown away. Guess who gets to it, though? It's Schlody. Schindler thought about a three, now throws it inside for Schlody. It's poked away. We're going to get another tie-up, and it'll go back to Fullerton this time.
Give Fullerton a lot of credit. They might let a pass get by, but they hustle back, make things very difficult.
Gokenauer, I think, collected that with his tailbone. More pressure from Wausa. Warriors break it. Nice find inside, but stolen away from Dubas. And it's going to be a travel against the Warriors. Dubas, we see streaking toward the basket, pass a little behind him. That led to the defensive steal there, or at least the forced turnover.
Yeah, and you can't roll around, you know. That's just an obvious travel. And he obviously had possession because he was able to fully rotate on the floor.
Just looking at Will Wagner there. Played for Central City, then later Midland. Carlson with it on the left side. And it goes for Bloomquist. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound hauled in by Thorell. Put back, good.
Thorell did a fantastic job, wasting no motion, just getting right back up on the rim.
Lincoln Thorell, the sophomore, coming off the bench to do some work.
Some of that youth you were talking about earlier.
Also a member of that state one-act championship team. Boom from Watovic. That's the kind of skill he's got.
That's a difficult shot, too, kind of an in-betweener.
Now he gets the block. You see why folks like Watovic.
Great help defense.
Big screen. Nice pass underneath for Dubas. Nolan Dubas can't get it to go. Put back no good. Another rebound for Fullerton. As getting his hands on it was Cale Dubas. And he's fouled going to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, getting awfully physical underneath the rim, underneath the hoop.
The foul was on Braden Bloomquist. Cale Dubas, one of 3 Dubases on the roster. I will do my best tonight. He hits the first of 2.
So if I'm in a pinch, just say Dubas with the play.
It's honestly the safe move, Andy. Second free throw, no good. Rebound pulled in by the Vikings. First quarter brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. Offensive rebound once again from Thorell.
Yeah, Vikings doing just a tremendous job crushing that offensive glass.
Warriors force the steal. It's Dubas. Nolan Dubas gets to the bucket. Won't go. Rebound hauled in by the Vikings, but it's going to be a travel. Game playing at a little bit of a frenetic pace right now, Andy.
Yeah, it's getting frantic out there, that's for sure. But that was a great adjustment going left to right in traffic. Nolan Dubas. I don't know how that rimmed out on him.
Warriors trigger it in as it's Gonser who collects. Now to Watovic. 6'7" with guard skills. Nolan Dubas now. Dribbling with the left hand. Gonser with it. 15 on the shot clock for Nolan Dubas. Just like a running back gets to the bucket. Won't go. Rebound finally controlled by Anderson of the Vikings.
Nice job.
And another near turnover. And frankly, I'm happy to see Cale Dubas pop up. That was kind of an awkward landing.
It really was. Hit the deck pretty hard there. Nearly came away with a takeaway in the process. But, man, that was a difficult shot a moment ago from Nolan Dubas. Just keeping it with the right hand, putting that left shoulder down.
We just saw Viking head coach Tim Schindler in his 8th year with Wausa. Three-pointer on the way. Too strong from Thorell. And we're going to get a foul on the Vikings. I believe that one's going to go on Carlson.
Yeah. That's only going to be his first foul, but it's been a couple of times now where he's coming down pretty hard at that bar arm. He's got to be careful.
Points at certain moments today here in the Devaney Center have been hard to come by.
Yeah.
Pretty physical games so far.
Well, and coaching staffs, both with on girls' side, boys' side, they say finding the range in this gymnasium can be pretty difficult.
Gonser gets to the basket. He's drawing 2 free throws. As that one's going to go on Munter, his first. 3 fouls against the Vikings so far.
And that little head fake looked like he was going to go baseline. Gets back to his right.
Gonser, a 5'11 junior, gets the first free throw to fall. He's 5'11, but he's filling out that 5'11.
Yes, he is. He's a force. And if he can put the ball down on the deck like that, what an offensive weapon have they found here, have the Warriors.
He's a 72% free throw shooter. Hits them both. Fullerton has its first lead despite missing its last 4 field goals.
So we're in for that type of game.
Schindler fires up the top of the key, 3, and he hits.
Got just enough of a screen as he was moving to his left, free him up.
He had been 0 for 4 from the field before connecting on that one.
Shooters shoot. That's how you get yourself out of a slump. Keep pulling that trigger.
Gonser swinging it around. Now it goes left side. And Fullerton will reset. 7 on the shot clock. Wausa way out on the perimeter, and there's going to be a foul before he can fire up the shot. Good defensive set all the way around for Wausa, but then kind of bailing Fullerton out with a foul.
Anderson getting a little too handsy out there beyond the perimeter, and yeah, you're right. You're over 30 feet away from the hoop. Shot clock was winding down. Probably could have lived without that foul.
So a fresh shot clock for the Warriors. Gustafson. Now it's Fletcher Dubas. Out to Gustafson for 3. Too strong. Rebound hauled in by Nip. In the corner it goes Bloomquist. Back out to the top for a 3-pointer for Nip. Too strong. Nice rebound by Schlode. Layup won't go. Rebound pulled down by the Warriors.
Thought Schlode had some room on the left side. Decided to go back right. I think it made that shot a little more difficult than it had to be.
Witovic falling away. Won't get it to go. Scramble for the rebound. Thorell gets his hands on it and ahead to Schlode. His bounce pass stolen away as it was Gokenauer intercepting. And Will Wagner wants a timeout. We'll keep it here during the break. 7-5 Wausa on top of Fullerton. What are you seeing from these teams so far, Andy?
Well, Gokenauer, how about that 2-on-1 opportunity? And he's able to fall back and pick off that bounce pass. Just phenomenal defense. Back and forth we go. You know, it looks like Wausau's going to go on a run. Then they get shut down. Fullerton, they get something in the open court. Defense gets back, shuts the door. Pretty even matchup thus far. And it's kind of what we expected going in.
If you look at the offensive trends right now, they're not real positive for either team at the moment. Fullerton 0 of their last 6 from the field. They've gone 344 without a field goal. And really, until Schindler kind of took the lid off the basket,
right,
Wausa had been pretty ice cold themselves.
Yeah, and I just think it's kind of a process for a lot of teams to try and find that range, zero in here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. You don't have a wall behind the hoop, kind of have recessed seats. Can be a little bit of an optical illusion, I believe.
Witovic. Now to the top it goes for Gonser. In it goes Gustafson, shot no good. Rebound Bowie. Headband still intact. Now to another man with a headband. That's Bloomquist, whose 3-pointer misses. And Watovic hauls down the board.
Yeah, when he went up for that rebound, there was no doubt who was coming down with it.
He is long, lanky, and springy. Nice pass underneath for Dubas. Going to be a foul against Schlode, though. Good feed to find him. We take a look at the replay.
Well, it really was. Defense just a little late getting over.
Gonser finding him. Now Fletcher Dubas hits the first free throw. Fullerton 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Wausa hasn't attempted one.
Yeah, that's a good note, too. Fullerton's going to be in the bonus here, as Wausau's already racked up 5 fouls.
Second free throw good. We've got a tie game, Andy.
Back and forth we go.
We've seen where free throws can have a huge impact on the game already today. Schindler inside for Schlode, spinning in the paint. Shot good. Schlode doing some work inside. He's got 4.
Yeah, a triple team converged late, but he just has that great ball strength, able to muscle one up.
And a travel by Gokenauer sends it back to the Vikings. Let's take a look on the Unity Eye Center's instant replay with Schlode saying, no, you're not stopping me.
That was a powerful drop step right there.
Schlode, not a small man, 6'5". They don't list weights. Three-pointer from Schindler, too strong, but Schlode with the offensive board. Long heave, no good, although it was awfully close. Wausa with the lead after a quarter. A big part of that, Schindler trying to get things going. Second quarter after this.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports. Nebraska weather is extreme, fast-changing, and at times severe. That's why News Channel Nebraska is turning to the person who knows Nebraska's weather best. Introducing Chief Forecaster Kent Bowden. With over 40 years of forecasting experience and a place in the Nebraska Broadcasters Hall of Fame, Kent brings unmatched experience to your screen. Watch Kent on NCN Monday through Thursday, bringing his forecast to the entire state.
This is home.
Wausa fans happy as we head to the second quarter. Vikings on top.
Both fan bases fired up, student sections. To say they're energized would be an understatement.
We are too, Andy. Let's
That's
not
right.
discount that. And we don't even have a dog in the fight. Man, this is a fun atmosphere on Thursday night. Glad you're here with us on News Channel Nebraska. Schindler had a tough first quarter, but got the Vikings the lead with his three-pointer. Now it goes Bloomquist on the baseline. No good. Rebound, Schlode. Put back, good. And the foul.
And he was able to keep Watovic on his hip just enough to give him that separation to protect the ball from the backside. Watch how he boxes out, well, our cameraman, among others.
Watovic picks up his first. Free throw by Schlode, too strong. Bloomquist with the rebound. He's blocked by Watovic. Here comes Dubas. He's blocked by Schlode.
That was an athletic move right there, and getting all ball, not drawing the whistle.
Driving baseline is Dubas. Fletcher Dubas doing work, drawing the foul, and he's pumped up.
Look out if you get baseline. This is an athletic move right here, and he was fired up after getting that one to go.
chance for a three-point play for Fletcher Dubas. The foul was on Bowie. He's got 2 as Dubas hits the free throw, makes it a 3-point game. Bowie, the quick 3, too strong. It was on target. He gets the ball back, but steps on the line. It'll go back to Fullerton.
You know, it was online. I think he kind of fooled himself. He started falling back into defense. Had he followed his shot, he would have had an opportunity for that offensive rebound, but looked too true. I think he thought that one was going to go through.
Fullerton breaks the press comfortably. Wausa fans thought there was a travel. Inside it goes, turn around, the shot will not count. Gokenauer whistled for the charge.
Yep, and he didn't look to the officials, didn't complain whatsoever. We're going to get a look at it right here. Yeah, lowered that shoulder, backed into him. Might have got away with that contact, but the defense was set.
Three-point ball game. Wausa on top. Bloomquist inside for Schlode. Great position. Shot won't go. Gets his own rebound, and he's fouled trying to go back up with it.
Schlode's pretty good on his feet. You know, we talking about how he's a load. He's a big fellow, broad shoulders.
He's got that Viking blood in him. He was too strong with his free throw earlier. This one dies on the rim and goes in.
Cut the back iron just right.
Shooter's roll.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
He's averaging 8.8 points on the season. Right now, he's got 9 already in this game.
Yeah, and that's a welcome sign. If you're a Vikings fan, that's for sure, getting the big fella involved.
He is dripping with sweat at the moment. Misses the second free throw. Dubas trying to break that press. He's struggling. And Will Wagner wants a timeout. We'll keep it here during the break. You know, let's keep talking about Schlode. He has been fantastic in this game. 4 of 6 from the field. He's got 6 offensive rebounds.
There it is.
That is the performance. If you're going up against someone who's 6'7", I mean, you can't ask much more of him. He's been incredibly physical.
Yeah, not only physical, but just the presence that he's brought and really clogging up the lane on the defensive end, not allowing Fullerton. They really like to utilize the dribble drive, you know, get into the paint. That's just not been available like they would like. A lot of that's due to Schlode really clogging things up. And then, of course, on the offensive end, we've talked about it, a huge part to their scoring already with 9 of the 14 points here tonight.
Second quarter brought to you by O Street Carpet. Basketball supported by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. Again, some defensive intensity from Wausa. Fullerton finally able to break it. Three-pointer nailed by Dubas. Nolan Dubas, that is. And we got a 1-point ball game. Schindler trying to answer. That rolls out. Rebound hauled down by Gustafson. Now a chance for Fullerton to take the lead. Nolan Dubas in the paint, has it poked away. Bloomquist with it. He has it poked away by Watovic, and it's going to stay with Wausa.
You're not going to pass it over the top of Watovic.
Let's take a look at that Dubas three-pointer. Nolan Dubas, one of 3 Dubases.
Wausa went for that trap out around midcourt, came up empty. It took Fullerton a while to find the open guy, but they found him.
Thorell now hands it off for Schindler at the free throw line, buries it.
Just stops on a dime, the body control elevates, 15-foot jumper, making it look easy.
Now 2 of 8 from the field. Watovic fires up the 3. That's no good. Thorell can't chase down the rebound, so now it's Nolan Dubas. Bodies all over the floor, Andy Klassen. Triple team inside. It's going to be a foul against the Vikings.
You know, we've been talking about the stature of Schulte, and rightfully so, the presence he brought to the game thus far, but Fullerton across the board. They got some broad-shouldered fellas. they got some dudes out there throwing around some weight as well.
Watovic was able to get that foul called against Carlson, who's now got 2 fouls. Triggered in. Now it's Watovic spinning into the paint, draws the foul once again. He's really getting all of the defensive attention from Wausa, and now Wausa kind of racking up some fouls.
Yeah, they are. They're at the tail end. He garnered a triple team. You can just tell that's the defensive game plan for Wausa going into this one. Whoa.
Inbounds pass controlled by Fletcher Dubas. 3-pointer no good. Rebound pulled in by Thorell. It's batted out of bounds nearly to us.
Patrick, I told you can't pass it over the top of Kane Watovic.
I'm not, Andy. I'm not.
Okay. And Vikings with another, hustle type of a play to create a turnover, generate a turnover, and then they nearly give it back.
16-13 is the Wausa lead. Schindler with the crossover dribble and all sorts of contact at the rim. He's going to the line for 2 shots. Good to see both players pop up as we see the replay here.
Yeah,
Whoa, you could still hear that.
Nolan Dubas was just a little late getting over there. Left his feet, so yeah, the collision was going to happen.
First free throw misses. Join us at halftime, presented by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney. Schindler averaging 12.1. He's got 5 so far tonight, but he's had to work for those 5.
That really has. Didn't start off shooting it so well, but then did get into a little bit of offensive rhythm.
His second one is good. It's a 4-point game. Watovic all the way across the midcourt line himself, but has it stolen away. Wausa now looking to run. Bowie, he's going to be whistled for the charge.
That is twice now where Tarek Gonzer has been put in a really tough spot. I mean, a really tough spot. He's come away with another takeaway through the charge.
We mentioned foul trouble for the Vikings. Bowie now has 3.
Yeah, fouls starting to add up really for both teams, both sitting at 4 here in this second period.
Warriors break the press. It was Gonzer. Now the top it goes Gokenauer back to Gonzer. Gonzer with the left hand in the paint. A lot of contact, no foul. Rebound by Watovic. Put back no good. Another putback attempt no good. Gonzer, he'll try it. No.
Oh boy.
Wow. Beg your pardon, that was Gokenauer on the last one. As Watovic spinning in,
travel.
He's going to go whistle for the travel.
Yep. They had their opportunities. The Fullerton fans were looking for a foul on that initial drive. Didn't get it.
Watovic will take a seat.
Maybe give him a couple minutes here. See if he can't check back into the game. Give him a little bit of a run. Close out the half.
Schindler, he's starting to catch fire just a bit. Now 3 of 9 from the field after starting out cold. And just like that, the answer from Cale Dubas. Three-pointer on the way. That's rattled in by Nip.
In transition, Nip was looking for that three. He's been looking for it all evening.
7-point lead for the Vikings now. Fullerton needs an answer. Fletcher Dubas dumps it off underneath. Shot blocked. I think every Viking got their hand on Cale Dubas's shot. And now a foul. Take a look at that block. I think it was Anderson who ultimately got a hand on it.
Schulte didn't even leave his feet, but he had his hand over the top.
Schlote will be at the line for 2 free throws. He's 1 of 3 at the line tonight. He's got 9 points and 6 offensive rebounds. First free throw good. He's now in double figures.
That's been his best approach, best take from the foul line. Yeah, it's really coming down to Vikings just making more shots here down the stretch of this second quarter.
Schlote, every bit of his skin is red right now, and he is dripping with sweat. He has been working hard tonight. That one's good as well. Give him 11 points on the evening. Biggest lead of the game. Inside go the Warriors with Fletcher Dubas. Now to Cale Dubas on the run. No good, and the rebound by Bloomquist. Here comes Schindler on the run. Shot won't go. Rebound Schlote. Put back is good. Schlote, my goodness.
Have yourself a half, young man.
Here comes Fletcher Dubas. Now for a long three-pointer left too strong by Gonser, but the Warriors control the rebound.
Voss snuck in there, came in with that long rebound.
Gonser has it poked away initially by Schindler. He gets it back, though. Now a three-pointer, no good by Gokenauer. Rebound controlled by Thorell. Diving in and drawing the foul is Thorell. Our halftime highlights are brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Also, stick around for the halftime highlights. They're also brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora. Lefty free throw from Thorell is good as we take a look at the replay.
You got to be happy with the aggressive nature if you're a Wausa Vikings fan. Lincoln Thorell is not their number one scoring option, right? But the sophomore got downhill in a hurry. Now he finds himself at the foul line.
Off the bench, the guard has 6 rebounds. That free throw no good, but the rebound by Schlote put back is good by Bloomquist.
That was a heads-up play from Bloomquist. Not coming back down, allowing the defense to come over and guard him. All in one motion. Rebound and the putback.
Fletcher Dubas in the paint. Shot won't go. And it'll go to Wausa.
Man, there's been some tough shots taken recently from the Warriors.
Bloomquist kind of working out his shoulder there a little bit.
It's been a physical game. You said the word contact here or there a few times.
I think that mirrors the games that we've seen today so far.
Yep. Defense travels. No doubt that a lot of defensive-minded teams are here in Lincoln.
Three-pointer by Anderson is good.
Oh, and Wausa doing a really nice job balancing out their offense now behind the big man Schlote.
Fletcher Dubas, no good. Rebound by Schlote, who now has 9 boards. That's his first defensive rebound. Nip misses off to the left, but the rebound goes out of bounds off the Warriors.
A little bit of a heat check there from Nip in transition. Place would have exploded had he been able to connect.
An 18-2 run over the last 4:29. It was a 1-point game. We'll take a break. We got more coming up after this on News Channel Nebraska.
5 Points Bank brings communities together. Points Bank. Better bank, better community, better life.
Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
Thirteen straight Wausa points, 18 of the last 20. It's turned a 1-point game into a 17-point game.
Whoop.
Schindler bumped and fouled, and he's going to be going to the free throw line.
So good with that, his quickness, that first step. He would have got baseline had that foul not been committed.
Nolan Dubas with the foul.
What a run here by the Vikings to kind of close out the second half, second quarter.
Schindler misses the free throw, now 1 of 3 from the line tonight as we take a look at that foul. Yeah, it all just happened in the blink of an eye, Andy.
Yeah, and from different players getting involved.
That one's good. Largest lead of the game for Wausa. Fletcher Dubas just shakes free of Schindler. Under a minute to go. Shot on the run, too strong from Gustafson. Rebound pulled down by Schlode. Schindler left it short. And a foul on the Vikings.
Yeah, Wausau's not content just, running some clock, protecting the lead. No, they're looking to score from everywhere.
The foul was on Anderson. He's now got 3. There are 2 Vikings with 3 fouls. If you're a Wausa fan looking for anything to be concerned about. Wojtovic hits the first of 2.
Yeah. And you don't want to let a player like Kane Wojtovic heating up. Whether it's through foul trouble, someone taking a seat.
He's 1 of 4 at the field. Now 2 of 2 from the free throw line as he sinks both of those. A little pressure from the Warriors, and it forces a steal. Wojtovic, the left-handed layup won't go. Rebound by Bloomquist, and a foul on the Warriors. Sometimes it's not your night.
Yeah. Like a no-doubter type of a lane. It almost looked like he was going to try and elevate and dunk it.
Just kind of seemed like maybe he second-guessed himself in the air a little bit.
Right. Little indecision there.
Free throw by Bloomquist is good. He's got 3 points on the night.
Communicating with his backcourt. Doesn't want anything to leak out for an easy score on the other end.
Second one no good. Rebound pulled down by Wojtovic, who's now got 7 boards. Shot clock's off. Maxfield Now Gustafson back to the top, Maxfield. Gonser. It's Watovic in the corner. Swung back around Gonser. Maxfield, lefty from the baseline, no good. Bodies hit the floor, and Schlode with another board. He's got a double-double, and that brings us to the end of the half. That shot will not count. 34-17, Wausa doubling up Fullerton. We'll take a break. Be back with the halftime show after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Pregnant at 16, scared, and wondering how my mother would react was terrifying. This is Selma. I made the right decision. I can't imagine if I would have ended this beautiful life. Your baby is a person that deserves their life and your love. Adelina has filled my life with tremendous joy. There are difficult times, it's a life changer, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. My faith is my strength. You are not alone. Call your local pastor to talk.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Unity Eye Centers, your provider of choice for complete vision care for all ages. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
Halftime here at the Devaney, 34-17, Wausa with the lead at the break here on News Channel Nebraska. You know, experience is everything. For the teams here at State, they like to try to maybe draw on a previous experience to help them down here. Now, both of these teams, it's been a while since they've been to State, but there are 4 members of the Fullerton basketball team who did make it to State as student managers. The last time Fullerton made it to State in 2020, Jacob Maxfield, Everett Gleason, Kane Watovic, Tarek Gonser, all part of that crew, which meant they, remember, were some of the few who actually got to be in the building at Lincoln East High. That was the COVID tournament, and only direct relatives and those associated with the team could actually go to State. So those 4 got to experience State. Didn't go so well for Fullerton then. They lost to eventual state champ Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family. These days, Fullerton doesn't have 4 guys helping things out, but they do have one dapper young man by the name of Levi Gloop. His older brother Landon is currently on the roster, and who knows, maybe he'll get to use today's experience when he gets to suit up for Fullerton someday. 2 guys whose experience we can always count on for positivity. Pat Jansen, Andy Klassen back with highlights and much more after this. You're watching high school basketball on News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCO.com and by KRT. Learn more at KRTRelief.com.
Halftime here at the Bob Devaney Center. Wausa on top of Fullerton, 34-17 at the break. Closing strong were the Vikings, holding Fullerton to 0 of 9 in their last 9 field goal attempts and 1 of their last 16. It is halftime here, and halftime would not be possible without the support of the Kearney Sportsplex. It's owned by the city of Kearney and plans to open in the spring of 2025. It'll feature a 59,000-plus square foot hardwood gymnasium, 3,000-plus spectator bleachers, 8 regulation high school basketball courts, up to 12 volleyball courts, or 20-plus wrestling mats. I have a feeling some future state tournament basketball players will be warming up a little bit there in that Kearney Sportsplex.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. If you're a parent, you got a youngster in wrestling, volleyball, even baseball with all the batting cages they have there, soccer, odds are you're going to have a clinic, a camp, or a tournament at the Kearney Sportsplex.
That Sportsplex is going to be located on Eunice Drive, putting it conveniently near hotels, restaurants, the new Visit Kearney Center. It's going to be awesome.
It really is. A tip of the cap to the city of Kearney for putting this together and pulling it off. It's a huge, humongous facility.
Well, speaking of putting things together, let's look at some of the teams who are here at the state tournament. Let's look at that map. Kind of up in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
The likes of Stewart and St. Mary's in Class D2. A little bit closer to me, you've got Wynot and Wausa. Elgin Pope John, Archangels, Fullerton, Silver Lake. Really kind of that third of the map is where it's all sort of concentrated.
Yeah, awful lot of northeast Nebraska coming from D2. You even got some C2, C1 schools making their way down here to Lincoln. Speaks to just how important the old basketball is up in that part of the state.
Absolutely. This is the third of 4 quarterfinals in Class D2. The winner of this game will take on the winner of tonight's next game, Wynot and Elgin Public Pope John. We'll have that one as well. Let's look at that bracket, though, as top-seeded St. Mary's got by Silver Lake. Archangels Catholic had to fight hard to get past Stewart earlier today.
Yeah, need a little bit of luck and good play down the stretch. Stewart had control of that game, and it would have just kind of fed into the theme of the upsets happening a lot across this tournament here down in Lincoln.
It has been an upset-laden tournament. Wausa tried to say, not in this game.
No,
they have been in control in this first half.
You know, and it took them a while, but once they found their offense, once they got into that rhythm in the second quarter, they really never looked back, and Fullerton didn't have an answer for them. Let's see if they find a few of those answers during this halftime break.
We're going to take a break ourselves, then we'll be back with some post-game, or rather halftime highlights. We've got post-game coming up later. You're watching state tournament basketball here on News Channel Nebraska.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. See the trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone. See the trainer. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Hi, this is Misty. Here at Family Physical Therapy, we strive to go beyond your symptoms, ensuring you have access to quality, individualized care. We offer physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Family Physical Therapy has an excellent staff that cares about our patients' success. Whether you're suffering from a sports injury, a stroke, or working to improve balance and coordination, Family Physical Therapy is here to help. When you're here, you're family. Visit us at one of our many Nebraska locations today.
The Viking mascot is feeling great. He is feeling this game as Wausa on top 34-17 at the break.
Could you say he just can't believe it's been a jaw-dropping type of a game here when they went on that run?
That's a good way to put it. That's, you know what? That's how we're going to put it, Andy Klassen.
There he is. Lost the hat, but he's still getting after over there. Now he's thinking, that's a famous sculpture, right? The Thinker.
He's feeling good. He's feeling good. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman and Roe Buick. Wausa was able to get it going early. Bloomquist, though, blocked by Watovic. Saw the damage that he could create, and he kept Fullerton in it early on. But Schindler, after being quiet early in the game, uncorks that three-pointer. Then Fletcher Dubas going baseline and reverse, drawing the foul, trying to keep the Warriors in it. Warriors staying hot with another Dubas. Nolan Dubas firing that three-pointer in. Then Schindler getting to the free throw line. The jumper nails it. Schindler this time fires from deep once again. Then Schlody, he was doing work on the offensive glass, pulls that one down, puts it back in for two. He had 8 offensive rebounds in that first half. Then the three-pointer from Gavin Knipp, nailing that one. And that was a huge run to close out that first half for the Vikings.
It really was, and it took a while, but the guards started to get into the scoring rhythm for the Vikings. They really had to lean on their bigs, most notably Preston Schulte there early on. But once Schneidler, Anderson, Knipp, we saw him rattle in a three. Once those shots started to fall, look out. That's when the Vikings were really able to kind of widen this gap on the scoreboard.
One more quick break, then back with the second half on News Channel Nebraska.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Getting set to start the second half here on News Channel Nebraska. Talked with both head coaches. Coach Wagner of Fullerton said he thought they did a nice job matching Wausau's intensity in the first quarter, but thought they got a little gassed, honestly, in the second. He thinks the halftime break will be helpful for them to come out with more intensity in the third quarter. As for Coach Schindler, said they're doing a great job getting the ball out of Watovic's hands, wants them to keep doing that. He also wants to make sure that they keep the outside shot from falling. He said it's all about 2 halves of basketball. The second half just now starting. Let's get it over to Pat and Andy.
Thank you, Eric. Great reports tonight.
Yeah.
As Watovic fires up that three, it's too strong and off to the right. Nolan Dubas with the rebound. Now the three-pointer off the mark from Gokenauer. And Fullerton's going to have to find that shot if they want to work their way back in.
Yeah, no doubt. It was almost like the coaching staff for Fullerton was listening in on Wausau's halftime speech as far as guarding the three-point line and not allowing them to get things going from the perimeter.
Bowie, who battled foul trouble in the first half, gets his first bucket of the night. Watovic in traffic, can't get it to go. Schlody did a nice job contesting. Bowie once more. He's blocked. I believe that was Nolan Dubas who got the block. Long three-pointer buried by Gonser.
Gonser's been looking for that shot all night long. Gets one early here to open up the second half.
Schindler, no good. He was going for range.
Yeah, looking for the quick answer. Both teams taking their shots from three-point land.
Letting it fly.
Yeah, but this is where the Warriors don't want to just be trading buckets. They need to get stops like they just did on the defensive end. Travel. Yep.
Indeed, just the shuffle of that pivot foot from Nolan Dubas. As we look at the Wausa fans. And yeah, he does collect, then drag that pivot foot. Carlson, who also battled foul trouble, he's back in for the Vikings. Now it's Bowie. Both of them have three. Stolen away by Fletcher Dubas in traffic. He does get the foul call. It's before the shot on the floor. Cannot say that the Fullerton bench liked that.
Yeah, and you could have picked and choose where you wanted to call this foul. Schneidler, you know, he's doing everything he can, trying to get in front. Obvious reach in.
Yeah, Schindler kind of hand fighting all the way down there. Nolan Dubas to Fletcher Dubas, whose feet give out from underneath him, and that's a travel.
Man, and that's something that's been plaguing the Warriors throughout. Just these turnovers, travel, bad pass, whatever.
Matt Carlson running it now for the Vikings, hands off Schindler. Schindler, the feet underneath for Schlode. He's fouled. Going to the line for 2 free throws.
That's a really nice sequence there for the Vikings. You don't get too far away from Preston Schulte, having just a fabulous game thus far.
Schlode had a double-double by halftime with 13 and 11. Hits the free throw, now a 4 of 6 from the line tonight. Kind of started off a little slow there, but he's found his stroke.
Really has.
Of course, now that I say that, I apologize.
I know.
Preston, just a junior. Wow, every time.
You called it.
Warriors break the press. Shot on the run, no good from Gokenauer. Rebound pulled in by Carlson.
Fullerton takes a lot of shots where their bodies are leaning either left or right, and that just adds another level of difficulty.
Schindler to Carlson. 18-point lead for the Vikings. Carlson spinning. Shot won't go. Rebound by Watovic. That's a tough rebound.
Really was, and then securing the rebound, fighting off multiple Vikings.
Nolan Dubas. And the rebound pulled in by Schlode.
Vikings doing a tremendous job challenging each and every shot.
Schindler's going to fire that and bury it.
Caught the defense kind of in scramble mode there.
2 of 9 now from behind the arc is Schindler tonight, as that's a foul. I believe on Carlson, that's going to be his third. Our third quarter brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location. Choose the medical clinic your friends recommend. 5-star patient rated Dr. Harper and Spannel. Plus our specialists are building a Norfolk legacy, one patient at a time. A lot of contact on that screen. There have been physical screens today as well, as Watovic misses and able to keep it in bounds is Thorell. And I think someone lost their gum as Schindler gets to the bucket for 2.
Boy, he took just enough off it going with the left hand. He was moving at 100 miles an hour.
Somebody is going to get that gum. It's still just off the floor. Watovic is fouled. Going to be shooting 2 free throws.
I think Fullerton will welcome the stop and play here. Things are getting a little frantic. Wausa scoring in transition, moving the ball well.
Looking across the way at Radio Row, I still see that gum. Wojtovic misses the first free throw. I'm just ready for someone to end up with that on their shoe.
No, I hear you. You don't want this sticky situation.
Great job, cameraman.
Oh, boy.
Our guy Peyton, he saw it too. I think it happened when there was a lot of contact underneath the basket. Someone had it pop out of their mouth. Rebound pulled down by Thorell. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was his gum. Thorell is fouled. That's the second foul of the quarter against the Warriors. Supik picks up his first.
And Supik, Wojtovic, they're going to take a seat.
Carlson takes the inbounds pass. Thorell, who's had great minutes off the bench, gets there with the left hand, lays it in for two.
Recognize he had the one-on-one opportunity there. Beautiful move with the left hand. That long stride works well for the sophomore.
Bodies tumbling to the floor once again. Turnaround shot by Cale Dubas. Will not yield results immediately, but will be two free throws.
Once again, and we've seen him make one like that earlier, but boy, those are difficult takes.
That's the fourth foul against Carlson, and our officiating crew notice the gum.
There we go.
Somebody on press row is going to step on it now. As Dubas misses that first one. That one rolls off the rim for Dubas. Blomquist gathers the rebound. It seems like there's two Vikings to one Warrior on each rebound attempt, as the three-pointer by Anderson's off the mark. Rebound pulled in by Gustafson.
Good job by Gustafson getting that position.
Nolan Dubas spinning in the paint. Shot won't go. Rebound pulled in by Schindler, but it's taken away from him by Dubas. His shot won't go. Ken Fletcher Dubas keeps it alive for the Warriors.
Going to get a timeout here. Head coach Will Wagner wants to talk things over, draw something up in the half court for the Warriors.
Let's take one with them. We've got more state tournament basketball on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by See the Trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Start your next journey with Woodhouse. Our commitment extends beyond just selling cars. We offer an unparalleled car buying experience that allows you to shop and buy all online. Explore an array of new brands, makes, and models, as well as our large selection of pre-owned vehicles. And it's easy to get started today with our streamlined purchasing process online, granting you the freedom to secure your next vehicle anytime, anywhere. Discover a better way to buy with Woodhouse.
Directs the state winning.
Oh, okay.
45-20. Wausa on top of Fullerton. Coming out of the timeout, Fullerton looking to find some sort of spark to work their way back into this ball game.
You know, and you can't second guess their effort. Bodies flying all over the floor. You just saw DeBoss track down a couple loose balls. They challenge for every rebound, but too many times you made a great observation there. It seems like there's two Vikings to one Warrior when they're battling for those rebounds.
Hard to win those rebounding battles that
Exactly.
way. You better be pretty darn strong. Which I am not, by the way, Andy.
I'll take the numbers as well.
Nolan Dubas has it swatted away. Munter gets assaulted on the way to the floor. Take a look at that block as Munter got the hand on it, then pulled it in, then gets fouled. Munter just doing everything there for the Vikings.
No doubt. Battling underneath. That was a beautiful crossover there by DuBois as he was able to get to the rim. Just couldn't quite get over the top of the defender cutting across.
Jake Munter doesn't get a ton of minutes. He's a senior, but he makes those big kind of plays as Thorell can't connect on that layup. Watovic, getting all the way in, has it poked out of his hands. Fletcher DuBois going baseline.
You seen him do that a couple of times.
Bowie wants to answer.
Wow.
Misfires, but flying in to keep it with the Vikings is Thorell.
That might have been the play of the game, non-scoring type of play, just straight up hustle, going after that loose ball, the long rebound. And having the wherewithal, right, to knock it off a Warrior.
Wausa fans loving it. Inbounded to Schlode, trying to go reverse, and he's fouled. Schlode doing work tonight.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it's gone. See Fletcher DuBois make a play on the offensive end for Fullerton, but Wausa right back with the answer.
That's farm strength from Schlode.
You see the type
that was
of guy,
a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that went in there.
Yeah. Type of guy that's going to be throwing hay bales for you.
If he's not, I will be surprised. I will admit I do not know the summer work habits of Schlode.
Wouldn't be surprised, though.
Preston hits that one as well. 16 and 12 for Preston Schlode. Watovic going to work against Thorell. Jumper from the wing, no good. Rebound pulled in by Schindler. The little guys doing work tonight.
Well, you're doing a really nice job by the defense, rotating over. You always got that secondary defender coming over, converging, and that's when that third and fourth guy got to crash the glass because the big fellas are getting sucked away from the rim. Wausa doing a really nice job communicating defensively.
Little hesitation move from Schindler to get to the basket. He's fouled.
It's a lot of fun to watch create on the offensive side. Not afraid to take a deep three. Works well off the screen. Little scoop shot there underneath the hoop.
Kind of a quiet 14 points so far, but just working his way up that ladder. Misses the first free throw, though. Imagine if Wausa can get him going in the second round and everybody else plays the way they have tonight.
Yeah. Well, they just have a fabulous, balance between inside, outside. Seeing what the center, the posts have been able to do for the Vikings.
Long three-pointer, no good from Gonser. Put-back attempt from Watovic. He's fouled. A chance for 2 free throws.
Yeah, and it's kind of getting to the point where you love the tenacity. You like how nothing comes easy and you get after every single drive to the hoop. But by committing these fouls, you're awarding the Warriors a trip to the line. And if they're going to make a comeback, it's probably going to have to take a little bit of some scoring from the foul line. So maybe play that tough defense, but have that restraint not to commit that foul and allow them to chip away from the charity stripe.
Watovic now 3 of 5 at the line, Andy. He's got 5 points on the game. That one's good as well. Give him 6.
Yeah, and Wausa has just been a thorn in his side this entire contest.
Just strength of hands, it feels like, from every Wausa player. Bloomquist, head fake over to Thorell. Three-pointer no good. Schlode couldn't get that offensive rebound.
Still like that sequence, though. Nice job being patient, not forcing up a shot.
Witovic out near midcourt, working against Thorell. 15 on the shot clock. Witovic from the top of the key, that won't go. Follows his own shot, but Schindler gets the board. However, it ends up in the hands of Cale Dubas. He's fouled. And still a long way to go for Fullerton, but they're kind of inching their way back in. And if you're Wausa, probably not happy with these last couple minutes.
No, and just the ball hasn't really bounced your way, and Fullerton just getting after it, taking it up a notch, maybe on the defensive end, and then just being grinders on the offense.
First free throw off from Cale Dubas as we look at head coach Will Wagner. Just second year with the program, you feel like things are really trending in the right direction for the Warriors.
Yeah, you really do. Did they turn a corner this year, and still so many underclassmen filling up big roles here for the Warriors.
And we look at Tim Schindler, who's really gotten things going this year for Wausa as well. As Schindler fires up the three-pointer, won't go. That'll end the third quarter. We've got another one to play here in the Devaney Center. Schindler and the Vikings on top.
Did you know that the number one reason officials quit is because of verbal abuse from parents and fans? We are losing officials, and we need everyone to respect the ref.
Judges help students to find their voice and become lifelong supporters of the arts. Without these individuals, NSAA activities would not be possible.
I cannot participate in the activities that I love without these officials and judges. So please let the players play, let the coaches coach, let the officials officiate, and let the judges judge.
Vikings feeling good. It's been a bright night for the Vikings, but Fullerton fans still feeling good too. As they should. Their team's here at State.
At State, one more quarter to play here. Anything can happen. Hopefully some of the Warriors can feed off this energy from the student section, because both student sections are getting after it right now.
It's a fun environment here in the Devaney Center. Not as big as PBA, but I would argue probably louder.
Yeah. Did just a fantastic job remodeling this into making it really the mecca of college volleyball. And then it serves its purpose so well here at the state tournament. And yeah, I love the layout.
22-point lead for the Vikings as we start the fourth quarter. In the paint to Carlson, spinning in. Fullerton was trying to get that fifth foul against him as Gonser hit the deck, but they do not get the call. Instead, Carlson gets the 2 points.
And Carlson's been the missing, offensive option. Spending much of the night in foul trouble.
Fletcher Dubas in the paint, gets it to go on the run. Bloomquist kicks it out. Carlson driving baseline, back out Bloomquist. Bowie wants it. Bowie gets it.
Oh, right in front of his bench. Here's the loud roar. He looks right back at him.
Fletcher Dubas is fouled trying to get into the paint. Gotta say, not many better mustaches in high school basketball than Fletcher Dubas's.
I'd say he's a top 5 here in Lincoln, that's for sure.
Probably better than I can grow at this point. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick break. Back after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Agri City Insurance, protecting what you grow. And by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game.
Wausa on top of Fullerton. Start of the fourth quarter here. 7:03 left in the contest. Our fourth quarter is brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at Lincoln.org.
Okay, well, it has to start happening right now for Fullerton. Chip away at this lead. It feels like they have some positive momentum on the offensive end. And they continue that.
Watovic. Now out to Nolan Dubas. To the baseline. Shot no good from Gokenauer. Rebound pulled down by Carlson. Again, that tenacity from the Vikings.
Yeah,
Schindler.
Just a battle. Each and every rebound. Loose ball. Multiple bodies hitting the deck.
Schindler leaves it short. Rebound Nolan Dubas. Ahead it comes Gokenauer. Back to Nolan Dubas. Nolan Dubas banks in the three.
Hey, you'll take it if you're a Warrior fan.
He's now 2 of 2 from behind the arc. He's got 6 points on the night. Foul against the Warriors.
Bloomquist did a fantastic job coming to the basketball. That would have been a turnover had he not came in and found that ball.
That was an eventful few seconds for Nolan Dubas. After hitting the three-pointer, he picks up the foul as well.
He's in a little pain, too.
Little over 6 minutes left to play. Wausa slowing things down quite a bit here. Corner three-pointer for Bloomquist, no good. Rebound hauled in by Carlson, puts it back in for two.
When he's in the game, he makes an impact. Comes up with that loose ball out of the scrum, elevates, gets the deuce.
Took the rebound away from his teammate. Schlode has the three-pointer knocked down by Gokenauer. Now a steal from Maxfield. Oh. Shot from Fletcher Dubas is no good, and a foul on the Warriors. You can feel Fullerton has some chances.
And they got to capitalize, though. They got to capitalize on those chances.
Take a look at head coach Tim Schindler. Now the Wausa fans. Whoop. Thorell dribbles off his own leg. Vikings really slowing things up on offense right now. Inside it goes Schlode. Defense collapses on him. Thorell dribbles in with the left hand. Shot no good. Rebound pulled in by Gonser. Good defensive possession by the Warriors.
Coach Wagner saying, go, push the tempo here.
Watovic behind the back dribble. And at the urging of the Fullerton bench, foul against Wausa.
Well, Bloomquist was getting his hands in there. I think we finally got him with the body.
That's going to be his third.
Schindler checks back into the game.
In the corner it goes. Shot from Gokenauer, no good. Rebound pulled in by Carlson. Stay tuned for our player of the game, brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, and also by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora. At the top it goes Nip, now to Bloomquist. Back to the top for Nip. Schindler, hesitation move, free throw line, falling away, won't good. Rebound by Schlode, that one is good.
He's been the answer for the Vikings all night long.
Schlode doing the heavy lifting. We'll take a break. Back after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Nebraska weather is extreme, fast-changing, and at times severe. That's why News Channel Nebraska is turning to the person who knows Nebraska's weather best. Introducing Chief Forecaster Kent Bowden. With over 40 years of forecasting experience and a place in the Nebraska Broadcasters Hall of Fame, Kent brings unmatched experience to your screen. Watch Kent on NCN Monday through Thursday, bringing his forecast to the entire state.
This is home.
Boom, boom, and boom. That describes Wausa making shots tonight, I feel like, Andy.
Making shots, making plays. They're bringing the boom not just on the court, but out in the stands as well.
Yeah, they're having fun, are the Wausa fans, as they should at this point, up 56-33. Less than half of the fourth quarter remains.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen it at spurts. At times, Warriors will get something going, but more times than not, the Wausa Vikings have had the answer.
You know, we talked about it. Eric talked about it in the pregame. Wausa looking for their second state championship of the school year. They had the state one-act championship in December, something they've won nearly every year for the last couple decades, as that three-pointer by Witovic misses. 7 players on this team were part of that one-act roster, all part of the Nebraska School Activities Association.
Well, they're not acting right now. They're playing it out. They've done a fantastic job. We heard about their defense. They've really been able to tie up Fullerton at times.
Schindler with the handles, can't get the shot though. Witovic gets up limping after the rebound. Fletcher Dubas fires the three, no good. Rebound by the Vikings. As getting his hands on it was Jake Munter. He's had some big moments off the bench.
Yeah.
That foul is going to go against Hunter Gokenauer.
Gokenhauer's looking for the jump ball call. Didn't get it. A lot of smiles over there in the stands from Wausa.
Wausa breaks that press cleanly, and Bowie takes it to the bucket.
He's had a fine game offensively here tonight.
8 points now for Bowie. Took him a little bit to get going thanks to foul trouble. Gonser gonna fire, no good. Rebound, it's gonna stick with the Warriors. Don't forget to watch our top plays after the game, brought to you by Currency. Bloomquist gets a rousing ovation coming off the floor. Inbounded for Gokenauer. That three-pointer dies at the rim. Rebound battle never dead between these two teams.
Again, multiple bodies hitting the deck, leaving it all out on the court. Excuse me.
That's going to be it for Mac Carlson tonight. Fouls out. Finishes with 4 points and 6 rebounds.
Yeah, he was kind of plagued by fouls all night long. Found himself in trouble. almost fitting that he exits on a loose ball foul.
Bowie also with 4 for the Vikings. Nolan Dubas and Gokenauer each have 4 for the Warriors.
And as far as team fouls go, both teams at 3 right now.
Be honest, probably not going to make a difference in this game, but something to keep an eye on as Schindler comes away with the board. I think Bowie wanted to fire that up again. Realized that probably wasn't the play there.
No, not in this situation. This is another facet that's been pretty impressive for the Vikings, their ability to change gears, shift gears.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there, Andy. Sometimes a team that's so used to going foot all the way to the gas pedal can kind of be challenged when they have to slow it down. They've looked every bit as smooth and in control as they did when they were going out smoking the brakes.
Yeah. No, they just look comfortable working the ball around the perimeter, and once you see the crease or an opportunity there, Lincoln Thorell will take advantage. He'll get in through the drive.
Schlode is fouled. Not sure whether he was intending to shoot or pass it, but they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. 2 free throws.
Yeah, it almost looked like he, lost the handle and left his feet with nowhere to go, but that could have been due to the foul. Yeah, get a look at it there. That's 5.
That is 5 on Nolan Dubas. He leaves the game with 6 points and 5 rebounds. Schlode, too strong on that free throw. He's now 6 of 10 at the line tonight. He's got 18 points, 13 boards.
Yeah, and just a huge impact early in the game where offense wasn't necessarily clicking for the Vikings. Their big fella, Preston Schlode, he got it going.
That one's good. He's got 19, and he's going to leave the game to a huge ovation from the Wausa faithful in purple and gold.
Everyone on their feet giving him a round of applause. Well-deserved round of applause.
And another steal by the Vikings. A very hard foul. That's going to be an intentional.
Yeah, just didn't want to allow for showtime on the other end. You can feel the frustration starting to kind of billow over here for the Fullerton Warriors.
And you see the emotion as the senior Gokenauer comes off the floor.
Yep. And you know what he's going through, like kind of a bounce-back year. Made it to the state tournament here, and I just didn't want to allow for the freebie on the other end. Took a little frustration out on one of the Vikings.
Caton Anderson hit the first free throw. Now we get mass substitutions for the Warriors. Fantastic season for Fullerton. It's a team that you feel like is going to be back here.
Oh, no doubt. We already spoke at length about the youth they have up and down the roster. Will Wagner just getting things going. Getting installed there at Fullerton.
Everett Gleason, Kingston Samuels. I'm trying to get as many of these as I can. Kyle Horn in for the Warriors. That one's good as well. Brady DeJernis, Landon Gloop in for the Warriors. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, Coy Kraft, Gavin Knipp back in, Caton Anderson still in, Cody Bloomquist, also Jackson Wingert in for the Vikings with under a minute and a half to play. Good to see some fresh faces in there for both teams.
Yeah.
Bloomquist has it poked away.
Reserves getting some PT here down at State. Quite an experience.
And another rebound for the Vikings as Knipp got his hands on it. Bloomquist has it poked away, and a travel called on the Warriors. It'll be another possession for the Vikings.
I think the 6-foot freshman goal kind of shuffled the feet there.
And a steal, scramble for the basketball. It's out of bounds. It'll go back to the Vikings. Good hustle there from Gloop.
It doesn't matter if it's reserves, starters, whoever's in the game. Boy, they're laying it all out on the line.
Fun to see here. 47.4 seconds left to play. Wausa on the brink of a state semifinal appearance. And a travel against the Warriors will send it back to Wausa for one more possession.
I like what Samuels was trying to do there, work down the right side of the lane. Kind of lost the handle, it appeared.
Just under a second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Vikings are going to try and salt this away. It'll stick with them.
The current 5 for Fullerton, they got different thoughts. They're going to put some pressure on the offense.
Last time Wausa has been in the semifinals was 2003. They lost to Lynch.
That's one I would have known.
I had a feeling. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, that'll wrap it up. Wausa heading to the semifinals, defeating Fullerton 61-33. Let's take a break and be back with our postgame after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Teammates Mentoring is in need of mentors, especially for students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Meeting with a student just once a week in school can make a positive impact on their life by providing a sense of hope and helping them reach their full potential. 92% of Teammates Mentors report that they leave their mentoring time in a better mood than when they arrive. So what are you waiting for? Head over to teammates.org today to learn more information about how you can get involved. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe, it's the Roe you know.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. We have wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
More than 80 communities across the state count on Nebraska Public Power District.
The Wausa Vikings just won their first game of the state tournament in 22 years. I've got their coach, Tim Schindler, here. Coach, we talked about it at halftime. You were trying to keep the ball out of Watovic's hands. You did a great job with that. But defensively, talk about the effort to keep the other players from Fullerton picking up the slack with him not being able to get established offensively.
Yeah, we actually called a timeout and talked about that. I felt like
we weren't staying in front of the other guys at times. And once we brought it up in the huddle, they did a good job from about the fourth quarter on of doing what we wanted. He's a great player. A lot of times with his size, and he's a smart player. When we were taking him away at the wing and things like that, he went in and he was willing to fight for position and get offensive rebounds. And we were just lucky enough to still get the W.
Offensively, you guys were able to find balance. You kind of struggled from the field early on. What did you see that allowed you to settle in and start to make some shots?
Losing some nerves. Like you said, it's been a while since we've been down here. It's been a while since we got a dub down here. And I got a lot of younger guys. I got 3 seniors that do a great job for us, but I got a lot of younger guys that are just now getting to experience this. So getting that out a little bit. We hit some shots that kind of got it going, and we know that's going to happen to us, but we have to play defense, and then that doesn't hurt us when we don't make shots.
One of your younger guys, Preston, I've seen you a few times this year. He has improved so much over the year. What have you seen from the big man, and what has he meant for you this year?
Preston gets used to me yelling at him a lot. Early in the game, he rushed it a few times, and we talked about it, and I said, dude, just slow down. They can't block you, bud. Just go up strong. And he did, in Preston's credit, he did a great job of doing that. What Preston also does for us is he makes our shooters better. Our shooters are able to shoot with confidence, knowing there's a good chance Preston and guys like Preston, Brady, those kind of guys, Jake Munner, Caton, are going to go get rebounds for us. And for a shooter, that makes it so much easier to let it go with confidence.
Well, Coach, congrats on the win. Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it. We're excited.
That's Coach Tim Schindler. Let's bring in our player of the game, Preston Schlote. Preston, fantastic job. Coach was just saying, and you agree that you get used to hearing from him sometimes. What did you do that allowed you to slow the game down? How did you get in your rhythm offensively here tonight?
Just took my time and waited for the right time to happen, and yeah.
Defensively, really impressed by your ability not only to rebound the ball, but defend on the perimeter, close out on shooters. You do a lot of things defensively. How have you been able to improve? What have been the things you've been working on defensively this year?
Just trying to stay down and not pump fake and let them go by me. And it's, yeah.
I don't think there's anybody left in Wausa. The whole town is down here celebrating with you guys. What was it like to finally bring a win for these folks at the state tournament down in Wausa?
Good, because it hasn't been done in quite a while.
All right, you got a couple more games. What's it going to take for Wausa, regardless of who you play the rest of the way? What's it going to take for you guys to win a state championship?
Just to play really good defense and try to score as many points as we can.
That works. Preston Schlote, nice job, my friend. Congrats on being our player of the game, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yep, thank you.
As Preston Schlote, he had 19 points, maybe about 25 words in his post-game interview. Incidentally, the last time Wausa won a game at state, 2003, they beat Wheatland, lost in the semifinals to Lynch. Andy Klassen, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
He's very excited to bring that one up, Eric. And Wausa fans excited because they're heading to the semifinals. Let's take a look at our post-game highlights here on News Channel Nebraska. Wausa, Fullerton tipping it off in the Class D2 boys basketball state quarterfinals. A trip to the semifinals on the line here in the Devaney Center on Thursday night. Matthew Schindler had a tough start, but he got it going with that three-pointer at the top of the key. Then Fletcher Dubas going baseline, trying to keep the Warriors in the ball game. Then Dubas finds Nolan Dubas for three, keeping it a one-point ball game. But that's when Wausa would take over. Schindler from the free throw line rattles that one home. That decisive second quarter, Schindler still going as he hits that one from just inside the arc. Then Nip getting things going for the Vikings. Second half, it was more of the same for Wausa. This time, Bowie draining that one. Then the long three-pointer from Gonser as Fullerton tries to stay in it. Again, it's Schindler, this time from deep for the Vikings. We go to the fourth quarter where Wausa would salt this one away. Bowie, another three-pointer. He buries that one. Then Bowie all the way to the hoop. The nice fake as he helps the Vikings cruise to an easy first-round victory over Fullerton, heading to the semifinals for the first time in 22 years. Those are our post-game highlights. We've got another game coming your way. Wynot and Elgin Public Pope John. We'll take a break, be back with pregame after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Hello, this is Greg from Family Physical Therapy.